Hey guys, what's up? It's Voodoo51292 and welcome to this week's channel update. And this week is Monday, June 11th, 2012 through Sunday, June 17th of 2012. A little late in the week for the channel update, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and get right into it because there's a few things that we need to talk about. So this past week, what happened? Well, there's a couple of big events that happened over the past week, and as far as the channel goes, the first thing you saw was actually a promo video, basically, that I cut of the special edition of Voodoo's Brew that would happen later in the week, which I'll get to. Basically, it was after I watched the press conferences on Monday from E3 2012, which was one of the big things that happened last week. I sat down and basically recorded some personal video recaps of the press conferences for my own records to look back on, and I took some pieces of that and cut them together for a promo for the special edition of Voodoo's Brew. That was the first thing you saw. Then on Tuesday, I actually headed out for the public viewing of the Transit of Venus, the last one this century. Very cool event. Had a lot of fun out there. It was really neat to see the transit through, for myself in person through a telescope. And I was able to shoot a video of the event with my iPhone, and I posted that on YouTube. And then also I took a couple of pictures with my iPhone and I tweeted them through the telescope of the actual transit of Venus. And so if you're interested in that, certainly the pictures, I'd recommend going back on my Twitter feed and finding those. They're very, very cool. And also the video I shot of the location and the event, so that was very neat. And then I was able to, I can't remember. I think the next thing that was actually up on the channel was the special edition of Voodoo's Brew, which was episode 9. It was the special E3 edition of the brew. Brandon and I sat down and did a 2.5-hour episode of the brew, basically looking at 5 of the major press conferences from E3, going through each one in detail, talking about what happened, talking about our reactions to each thing that happened in the press conference, and then basically we talked about the expo as a whole, all the stuff that was announced, and basically talked about what it means for gaming for the next year, and things we're excited about, things we were disappointed about, things like that. Very fun episode to film, and already it's been up for less than a week. It has over 200 views already, which is amazing. So thank you guys so much. Voodoo's Brew continues to be the most popular thing on the channel for sure, and Brandon and I are very happy about that, and we'll continue to do the episodes because obviously you guys do like them, and we appreciate that very much. I don't know if a lot of people actually watched the entire 2.5-hour thing, but actually at the end I mentioned that we are now going to be accepting questions for Voodoo's Brew. The reason I say I don't know how many people watched this because we actually haven't gotten any questions yet, but I'm going to say it in this update. So if you are interested in asking Brandon and I any questions at all, you can post up on that episode 9 of Voodoo's Brew, in the comments, post up your questions there, or you can PM either myself or Brandon over at youtube.com/bboy9fresh, which is his channel. PM either one of us with your questions, and we will hold them and answer them on the next edition of Voodoo's Brew. Is something we'd like to do each episode is answer fan questions. Would be a lot of fun, and we hope that you guys in the zombie army have questions that you'd like to ask Brandon and I, and we'd really like to answer them. We've never done like a Q&A thing before, and the brew is a perfect place for us to do something like that. And it's what the most people watch. So again, post up in the comments of episode 9 of Voodoo's Brew any questions, or send a message to either myself or Brandon on YouTube about your question or with your question. And if obviously they're legitimate questions, then we will answer them on the next episode of Voodoo's Brew, episode 10, which hopefully, fingers crossed, will be not this weekend coming up, but next weekend. So we hope that that's the case, but we know that sometimes plans have changed and they haven't been quite on time. But we will try. So after that episode of Voodoo's Brew, I actually was able to complete the Ghost Recon Future Soldier campaign playthrough and upload the rest of that footage to YouTube. So that campaign is now done. All the videos are in the playlist for your viewing convenience. So if you haven't already, make sure to go check out the rest of that playthrough. I still have to do the multiplayer on that. I'm waiting kind of for Brandon. We wanted to do it together, so we're just trying to work out a time we can do it together. If we can't work it out anytime for the rest of the week, I may just go ahead and play some, simply so I can just do a review of the game, and probably will still play some with Brandon later down the road. But I'd like to get that game reviewed before it gets too late. So we'll see what happens with that. But the campaign is now finished. So that was last week. Now, to talk about this week coming up and then address some things that have happened over the past few weeks. Not the past few weeks, the past few days. The plan this week was basically to finish the 2 games I needed to do, Max Payne 3 and also Ghost Recon, do the multiplayer. Today is Tuesday. I actually had the day off from work, and so I was able to buckle down, and I have actually completed now the Max Payne 3 campaign. I did that today, so I am now completely done that game, campaign and multiplayer, so it can be sent back and reviewed. Now, there has been a delay in uploading Max Payne 3. I have not been uploading the footage, and the only reason is because in one of the parts early on that I did, there is some nudity that I'm going to have to edit out, and I simply just haven't had the time to edit that out. Between working and actually playing the campaign, I haven't been able to sit down and edit the video for the nudity. It's only that one part. Once that's done, I can put up the rest of the footage to be uploaded, and so that will pretty much constitute the rest of this week, because of course with how slow my internet is, I did a lot of footage to complete the game, and it's going to take a while, at least a couple of days, if not a little bit more, to get all that footage uploaded to you guys. So once I do the editing, it will pretty much be a continuous stream of Max Payne 3 uploading continuously until it is done. So that will happen within the next couple of days. I do have work tomorrow for 11 hours, so I don't know if I'm going to be up to editing that video tomorrow night, but then I have Thursday off, so it will happen in the next couple of days, but you'll see the big stream of Max Payne 3 campaign until it finishes, and then of course I will do my review and get that out as soon as the campaign is done uploading. So that's out of the way, and like I said earlier, the only thing I really have to do now is the Ghost Recon multiplayer, and then that's done and that can be reviewed. And I can finally move on to some new games, which is kind of up for debate right now. What should I do? Spec Ops: The Line is coming out in what is it, a couple weeks? Yeah, I guess 2 weeks from today it's coming out, which I am going to be playing, but I do have some other games that I'd like to go back and play, such as Starhawk, Prototype 2. I think I'm going to bypass Inversion simply because it's not really a game that I'm dying to play, and it's not like a huge title that people are dying to see. So I think I'm going to bypass Inversion, but I still do want to check out those 2 games, Starhawk and Prototype 2, so I may be doing one of those next. We'll have to see what happens. In the meantime, while I'm sending Max Payne and Ghost Recon back and waiting on the new game, I'll have some free time. There may be some surprises coming up on the channel, either games or something else, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, so that's basically the plan for this week, is to get all this Max Payne 3 footage up, and hopefully at some point do a session of Ghost Recon multiplayer just to get the taste of it, so that I can put a wrap on that game and review that one as well. So that's the plan for the week going forward. Now, There is a development that I feel I need to address that's happened to me in the past few days that may affect the rate or maybe at which I do stuff on YouTube, and maybe some, may affect purchasing things going forward. Basically, on Friday and Saturday of last week, I had to call work. I couldn't go to work those 2 days because I came down with some kind of stomach virus for those couple of days and felt really bad and couldn't go to work those 2 days. And when I went back to work yesterday on Monday, I got my new schedule, and there is a new person who is now working, and basically my hours have been chopped. I mean, before, as you know, I was very busy. I was working usually over 30 hours a week, and all of a sudden my hours have been dramatically reduced to, I'm only working 22 hours this week, only 2 days. Yesterday, Monday, 11 hours, and then tomorrow on Wednesday for 11 hours, and then I'm done for the whole week, and I don't go back to work until next Wednesday, so I'm off for an entire week. I'm working 22 hours next week, and then the week after that I'm only working 16. So my hours have been dramatically reduced ever since I got back, and it really sucks, and I really didn't have much warning of this, so it kind of sucks. Because obviously that's a lot of money that is being now cut out from me. But there's really nothing that I can particularly do about it. But I'm trying to look on the positive end, and there is a lot of positives. Number one, it gives me a lot more free time, which is something that I really wanted. It's a delicate balance between obviously wanting to make money and also it's summertime. I work hard at school, and when it's summer I like to have some free time to myself before I have to go back in the fall. So now I have that. I have more free time now. But also at the same time, I'm lucky enough that my dad actually owns his own company. He owns a small accounting firm, and I've done some work at his office in the past, and it looks like I will be able to go into his office maybe 1 or 2 days a week when I'm not working at the clinic that I work at, and be able to work over there at his office doing various stuff, filing, scanning, that type of stuff. So, and obviously that's a lot better. I mean, I'm working in a small firm with my dad. My mom actually works there too, so it's like the whole family will be there working, making money, doing, basic menial stuff that's not really taxing. So, yeah, there is a positive side. So it looks like I assume this is going to continue unless somebody stops working there, which I doubt. If that's the case, I should have at least some more free time to devote to the channel, maybe to get to doing playthroughs faster. But we'll see what happens. It's early. Things for me are seemingly always changing, and so we'll just have to see how this plays out. But I thought it was important to mention that. But because of this cut in hours, it looks like I'm going to be making less money than I originally thought. The only thing that probably really will affect is the Pokemon stuff. I was planning on buying some things, some booster boxes, over this summer, but I have to be kind of careful now because I'm obviously making quite a bit less money than originally thought. And with the things coming up for me that I need to save money for at the end of this year, I have to be careful what I spend. So, so we'll see what happens. I will still be doing Pokemon stuff, getting stuff, but I don't know if it's going to necessarily be all the stuff that I had originally planned on. But, we'll see. We'll gauge it. We'll see what happens, and I'll keep checking. And if an offer pops up that I can't really pass up, then we'll see. But that's the deal. So again, plans for this week are basically to get the Max Payne 3 campaign uploaded because it is now finished, get that reviewed, and then hopefully get some Ghost Recon multiplayer and get that reviewed as well. And that will pretty much take up the remainder of the week. And then next week, we'll probably start on a new game of some sort. There may be some surprises, like I said, but yeah, that's the plan. So I was able to get both those games, at least the campaigns, complete. Max Payne, I got it all complete, so pretty happy about that, and moving on. So thank you guys a lot for watching. Again, thank you so much for watching episode 9 of the Loose Brew. Again, be sure to leave questions if you would like them answered in the next episode. And yeah, take care, guys, and I will see you later this week. Bye.